Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Bible in a year as part of discipling. We have been reading Genesis, and we are done with the book of Genesis. We're now in the book of Exodus, still part of the Old Testament. Just brief through it, and we shall finish. We shall finish. Okay. Exodus chapter 1. The Israelites are now in Egypt. If you can remember, towards the end of Genesis, um, towards the end of Genesis, now the 12 tribes of Israel, courtesy of being invited by Joseph, have now settled in, and they've already gone back to Canaan, buried their father Jacob, then they came back to Egypt, and now they're fully settled in Egypt. Jacob's descendants in Egypt. These are the names of the sons of Israel. Remember, God gave Jacob the name Israel, who, accompanied by their households, migrated with Jacob into Egypt. Reuben, the firstborn, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. The total number of the direct descendants of Jacob was 70. Joseph was already in Egypt. Now Joseph and all his brothers and the whole generation died, but the Israelites were fruitful and prolific. They became so numerous and strong that the land was filled with them. The oppression. Then a new king who knew nothing of Joseph, knew nothing of the past and how Joseph helped Egypt and da da da, came to power in Egypt. He said to his subjects, "Look how numerous and powerful the Israelite people are growing, more so than we ourselves. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them to stop their increase. Otherwise, in time of war, they too may join our enemies to fight against us, and so leave our country." Accordingly, taskmasters were set over the Israelites to oppress them with forced labor. Thus, they had to build for Pharaoh the supply cities of Pithom and Ramses. Yet, the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread. The Egyptians then dreaded the Israelites and reduced them to cruel slavery, making life bitter for them with hard work in mortar. Yeah, like mason work, a lot of hard work, and brick and all kinds of field work. The whole cruel fate of slaves. Command to the midwives. The king of Egypt told the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was called Shifra and the other Puah. When you act as midwives for the Hebrew women, can you imagine? He's giving this instruction to Hebrew midwives about Hebrew children being born. When you act as midwives to the Hebrew women and see them giving birth, if it is a boy, kill him. But if it is a girl, she may live. The midwives, however, feared God. Why would we kill our own? Our God, the God of Israel. The midwives, however, feared God. They did not do as the king of Egypt had ordered them, but let the boys live. So the king summoned the midwives again and asked them, "Why have you acted thus, allowing the boys to live?" The midwives answered Pharaoh, "The Hebrew women are not like Egyptian women. They are robust and give birth before the midwife even arrives." And that's why you hear many women, especially when they're about to go deliver, you're pregnant, you're approaching your delivery date, and this is the prayer. You tell God, "Give me the power to deliver like Hebrew women," which is basically fast, yeah, and with strength. The midwives answered Pharaoh, "The Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are robust and give birth even before the midwife arrives." Therefore, God dealt with the midwives. The people too increased and grew strong. And because the midwives feared God, he built up families for them. Pharaoh then commanded all his subjects, "Throw into the river every boy that is born to the Hebrews, but you may let the girls live." Yeah, and of course, we know the reason why there's always an attack against the male child early on in life, but also for both genders. But particularly this time is because of generation, the generations that follow after, because we get our blessings from our fathers, because legacy is through, and also based on this culture, is through the paternal side. So the sooner you get the boys, the faster your plan gets executed. We continue in the birth and adoption of Moses in chapter 2.